Union government led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi has presented the Interim Union Budget 2024 in the Parliament. This makes the sixth consecutive budget presented by the Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. This year, the government has doubled down on its commitment to serving the people of India, echoing Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of empowering Gyan, the Garib or the poor, Yuva or the youth, India's Amrit Peedhi, Annadatas or farmers, and Nari Shakti, women. Hello and Namaste, I am Richa Dwivedi. Welcome to New India Junction as I take you through 10 interesting insights from the Interim Union Budget. The last decade of governance under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi has ushered in a new age of development. The mantra of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vishwas and Sabka Prayas is a reflection of the efforts taken to ensure not just last-mile delivery of welfare schemes, but also putting the country's development towards a Viksit Bharat. Policy paralysis was a major issue which hindered the growth of the nation. In the last decade of governance, India rose up from being the 10th largest economy to 5th largest economy in the world. As Prime Minister Modi had highlighted, the four castes that the government would concentrate on: Garib, Amrit Peedhi, Annadata and Nari Shakti. This is reflected in the achievements listed by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman in the Interim Budget 2024-25. 25 crore people were uplifted from multi-dimensional poverty. Direct benefit transfers ensured removal of middlemen, through which savings of 2.7 lakh crore rupees were achieved and put to use by the government. 34 lakh crore rupees were transferred directly to bank accounts of the rightful beneficiaries. Modi's guarantees today have become a reality, and the trust in the delivery on promises by the government has become the new hallmark of governance. Saturation of welfare schemes have become the hallmark of Modi governance. The Budget 2024-25 highlighted the achievements through which the government not were in the business of announcing schemes but implementing it without any form of discrimination or leakages. From achieving 100% electrification of villages to ensuring over 10 crore LPG connections to achieving around 80% of banking penetration to ensuring support of 11.8 crore farmers through PM Kisan to achieving global goals such as meeting the target set for Paris Climate 2015 9 years ahead of schedule has ensured true progress as a nation. These welfare schemes served every region, every community and every individual without any form of discrimination. From providing houses through PM Awas Yojana to 100% electrification of houses to banking the unbanked through Jan Dhan Yojana and providing the world's largest healthcare through Ayushman Bharat. The new form of transparent governance that has been brought in by the Modi government, in which delivery on promises becomes the foundation, was unheard of till now. Several schemes such as Jan Dhan, Ayushman Bharat, PM Awas, Jal Jeevan Mission, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, etc. has received praise even from developed countries and world bodies. The implementation of every scheme without bias and ensuring last-mile delivery has become the cornerstone for both saturation of welfare, through which the goal of secularism is truly achieved. The Interim Budget 2024-25 presented showcased the confidence the government has in the people of Bharat to bring them back with the biggest mandate. This confidence stems from the delivery of promises by the Modi-led government in the last decade. The delivery of promises even before the target dates has become the highlight of Modi governance. The interim budget presented was in line with the dreams and aspirations of every Indian who believes in India's growth. Therefore, the budget did not resort to freebies and lofty promises. Instead, a great investment has been promised in infrastructure to boost research, manufacturing, innovation, consumption, and growth. The Interim Budget 2024-25 set the tone for the steps in which the Modi government projects to generate both jobs for the aspiring youth while ensuring holistic development across the country. More than 11 lakh crore rupees promised for infra, making up 3.4% of the GDP. Specific rail corridors for energy, mineral and cement were also announced. Another rail corridor for port and one for high traffic density regions to enhance logistics operations and movement. 40,000 coaches to Vande Bharat standards for better passenger experience. Development of metros, Namo Bharat trains and airports for second and third tier cities are going to continue. To ensure support towards the Amrit PD, a corpus of 1 lakh crore rupees to be established with 50-year interest-free loan to provide long-term financing or refinancing with long tenors and low or nil interest rate that would fast-track research and innovation for catalyzing growth and employment. The Modi government has been instrumental in increasing capex by 300% in the last 10 years. The investments made through the interim budget would ensure sustainable growth, development and progress. One of the major drivers of the economy, the middle class, will now be assisted with a special program to build their houses. This will have a spillover effect on other sectors of the economy as more people move to ownership from renting. Thanking the taxpayers, the Finance Minister has helped over 1 crore taxpayers by nullifying tax disputes that had a tax demand of 25,000 rupees going as far as 1962. In the last 10 years, the income exempted from tax has gone from 2.2 lakh rupees in financial year 2014 to 7.5 lakh rupees in financial year 2024. The consumption is also on the uptick as proven by the buoyant GST revenues exceeding 1.5 lakh crore rupees per month. The greater formalization of the economy driven by the digital public infrastructure has ushered a new section of the internet economy driven by digital payments and open network for digital commerce. In 2023 alone, UPI payments exceeded 110 billion. Young India, also making up for a majority of the middle class, has been assisted with ease of credit in the last 10 years through Mudra loans. More than 40 crore loans, with over 70% of them going to women, have transformed the entrepreneurship space, creating Rozgar Datas. Further backing this spirit, the government has announced a corpus of 1 lakh crore rupees for research and innovation. The corpus will be availed through interest-free long-term loans by young entrepreneurs, thus ensuring Atmanirbharta in key sectors along with economic growth. Remember Bharat's Panchamrit goal that Prime Minister Modi presented to the world at COP28. Remember Mission Life that took the fight against climate change to every citizen of the world. It appears that with the interim budget, the Modi government has cemented its position as a major force in the global movement to save the planet. The government is incentivizing over 1 crore houses to go for solar energy by offering 300 free units and allowing them to sell the surplus. Along with savings to the tune of 18,000 rupees annually, this will also create industries and opportunities for youth. Along with solar, we are now also looking at enhancing our wind energy capacity with viability gap funding. This means that projects which weren't being taken up because they were not overly profitable will now have government's assistance so that there are no delays. Blending of compressed biogas or CBG in CNG and PNG will also be encouraged. Finally, biomanufacturing and biofoundry support programs will also be launched to usher in environmentally friendly plastic manufacturing. Now here's something interesting. You know how fiscal deficit is the government's balance? The difference between revenue and expenditure. Well, before the Modi government took over, the previous government held back many payments and rolled them over in a classic example of, since we are not in government, this is not our problem. The result was an economy in trouble. Thankfully, Prime Minister Modi's decisive governance style helped us tide through the crisis, and now it is time to consolidate our growth. The government is on its way to bring down the fiscal deficit to 4.5% by 2025-26. The fiscal deficit in 2024-25 is estimated to be 5.1% of GDP, adhering to that path. That's without any hidden charges, of course. Now, another economic crisis we know to have been managed expertly are the NPAs. 10 years of the Modi government have resulted in decadal lows for NPAs and high profits for several public banks. On the tax front, the number of tax filers have increased by 2.4 times, and direct tax collections have more than trebled in last 10 years. Average monthly gross GST collections doubled to 1.66 lakh crore rupees in financial year 2024, which means lower logistics costs and more standardized prices. Our economy, the fifth largest in the world, is growing faster than any other major economy, while our stock markets are rising continuously. Special focus has been given to women's empowerment and health, with many initiatives targeting preventive and holistic healthcare. Moreover, adding to its vision of women-led development, the government announced that even as 1 crore rural women have become Lakhpati Didis, the target will now be extended to make 3 crore women Lakhpati Didis. Furthermore, the PM Awas Yojana Grameen, that had over 70% as sole or joint owners of homes in rural areas, will now be extended to add 2 crore homes on top of the 3 crore that are nearing completion. For the laborious women in the hinterland, Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Aushadhi Yojana, with all its benefits, will now be extended to Asha workers, Anganwadi workers and other helpers. Taking care of India's daughters, the government is encouraging vaccination for cervical cancer, targeting the vulnerable age group between 9 to 14. Today, everyone knows the remarkable success of the CoWIN platform. Now using the same learnings, the government has announced the extension and strengthening of the UWIN platform to bolster universal immunization through Mission Indradhanush. The budget lays out a comprehensive roadmap for Viksit Bharat, outlining key strategies for infrastructure development, skill enhancement and technology adoption. Taking Prime Minister Modi's vision of building a future-ready Bharat, opportunities for growth and progress are being created in every sector that is critical for the future. We have witnessed the growth in EVs around us, but have also wondered if it will catch on. Well, the budget gives an answer. The Modi government has decided to strengthen the EV ecosystem by supporting manufacturing and charging. Moreover, get ready to see an increasing number of e-buses. Our import dependence for cooking and edible oils was an issue that many governments failed to resolve. Here too, the Modi government has set a precedent. With the Atmanirbhar Oilseeds Abhiyan strategy, we can now envision an export capability when it comes to edible oils. Coal gasification and liquefaction capacity for 100 MT is to be developed by 2030, thus reducing the import dependency on methanol, ammonia and natural gas. Projects for port connectivity, tourism infrastructure and amenities will be taken up in islands, including Lakshadweep. Now you know that Prime Minister Modi always has a plan to bolster local economies. Those beautiful photos were a promo. The full movie is in production. Similarly, the budget has also presented an idea of increased foreign investment via bilateral investment treaties. Our Annadatas have always been known as the backbone of our economy. This interim budget reaffirms this idea by empowering agri and allied sectors. First up, to make our Annadatas Atmanirbhar, the government is aiming to encourage private and public investment in post-harvest activities. This means freedom to introduce value-added services which then translate into higher incomes. By application of nano DAP in all agroclimatic zones, the government aims to further a unified and self-reliant fertilizer market for Bharat. Several agri-allied sectors that were ignored by previous governments are now receiving their due. Take for example the comprehensive program for dairy development announced in the budget, or a much awaited boost to our blue economy with the expansion of the PM Matsya Sampada Yojana and the setting up of 5 integrated aqua parks that will not just increase productivity, exports and incomes, but will also create jobs. This is in addition to the schemes already in place for farmer welfare, be it PM Kisan that provided direct financial assistance to 11.8 crore farmers, or the PM Fasal Bima Yojana that offered crop insurance to over 4 crore farmers. Even if we take a cursory look at the Finance Minister's speech, one thing is very clear. This budget is not just a financial plan, but a blueprint for building a stronger, inclusive and confident Viksit Bharat. Keep watching this space for more interesting takes and insights on New India's remarkable progress. Until next time, this is Richa Dwivedi signing off. Dhanyavad and Namaste.